Alright class, I'm gonna have the network ready. You're gonna do the same for your list of activities. Create a network diagram, activities on nodes. We're gonna scan the network from left to right or from the beginning to the end once. Come up with two numbers, early start, early finish, meaning the earliest I can start an activity and the earliest I can finish it. Then we're gonna scan the network from the finish to the start, come up with two other numbers, late finish and late start, and that tells us the latest this activity can finish and the latest it can start. The purpose is to come up with the activities that are critical and come up with activities that have a slack. Okay, non-critical activities. If you have non-critical activities, you can move resources from them to critical activities if you feel like the critical activities are in danger. So I'm going to scan it. A, there is nothing before it, can start on the current week. We call it week 0. It finishes in 1 week. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0, nothing before it. 0 plus 2 is 2. B depends on A and C. One of them is going to finish on week 1, one of them is going to finish on week 2. This needs both of them, so earliest it can start is week 2. 2 plus 2, 4. Early finish, remember, equals to early start plus duration. For D is also A and C. One of them is ending on week 2, so this one has to wait till week 2. 2 plus 3, 5. This one depends on B and D. One ends on week 5. And week 4, we're going to get the larger number, 5. 5 plus 3, 8. This one is depending only on this one. Earliest it can start is a week 8, which is earliest this one finishes. Early finish is 8 plus 5, 13. G is earliest start is 13. 13 plus 5, 18. And this one, 13 plus 3, I'm sorry, 16. And then I get the 16 here. 16 plus 1, 17 was already written. So last one seems to be always, you have only one choice here. We're going to highlight that as critical because there is no other way to get from the beginning to the end without going through H. This one will also be on the critical path. This one on the critical path, this one on the critical path. But from these two, which one will be on the critical path? I look at this one, early finish of 8. Where does that come from? Early start of 5. Where does that come from? It comes from here. So this one is critical, the other one is not. And then from D, when I go to look at A and B, where did I get my early start of 2? I got it from here, so that one is critical. So A or C, let's see, I have this one, yes, let's see, 5, yes, C, D, E, F, G, H is your critical path, the longest path from beginning to the end of the project. All activities on the critical path are critical. If they are delayed, the whole process is delayed. These two are non-critical. They can be delayed without delaying the whole project. How much? We have to calculate that. So we have to scan the network from end to the beginning. There is nothing that changes here. So late finish is called early finish because there is no other information here. Same. So for this one, late finish would be latest start of the next activity. And the latest this one can be finished is 16. 16 minus 3, 13. The latest this one can finish again is the latest next one can start is 13. 13 minus 5, 8. Late finish of this one is latest start of the other, 8. 8 minus 3, 5. The numbers are still the same. Here we look at the late finish of this one. Late finish of this one becomes latest start of this is 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. Look at this one, late finish of this one is the latest this one can start, so it's 5. And 5 minus 2 is 3. This is the first time early finish and late finish are different, and the difference is slack. So you have 1 week of slack here. And for this one, for C, late finish would be latest start of this one too. Minus 2, 0. For this one, look at late finish of this one. It's the latest start of these two, but the smaller number, the earliest it should start. So this one, the latest it can start is 2. The latest this one can start is 3. So A should be done by week 2, because this one is the latest start 2, meaning that I can't delay it more than that. So late finish is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So you have the difference here, 1 week of slack here. So I'm going to put 1 week of slack here. So you see here we did critical path analysis, going from beginning to the end, coming up with 2 numbers, early start and late start, early start and early finish. Early start and early finish, and we scanned the network from the end to the beginning. We came up with 2 other numbers, late start and late finish, and then we highlighted the critical path by looking at the numbers and where we got them, and then we calculated slack. That would be the difference between early finish, late finish, these 2 numbers, or these 2 numbers, early start and late start. So the 2 sets, the difference are the same number, and that is your slack. What do you use the slack for? So imagine this process is your strategic plan implementation process. You plan it for 17 weeks and you don't want to delay it, but you realize that D, which is your force activity, is taking longer. So you know that D is critical. If it takes longer, the whole process will take longer. So what do? You see that B is not critical. Maybe you can move resources from B to D and make sure D is not delayed. So the whole process of your strategic implementation stays on track. All right.